It's a travel day, and we're just going right up the road from Thousand Trails Orlando to Clarebrook Encore Park. It's only 20 miles away, so it's a short travel day today. But it's raining. Well, it just quit raining. I don't know why it seems like travel days it's always raining. Anyway, we're only going to be there for about 9 days, and then we head back to Thousand Trails Orlando again for 3 weeks. That'll be our last RV park in Florida for the winter before we start heading north. And sandwiched in between that, we are going on our 25-year wedding anniversary cruise to the Bahamas. We cannot wait for that. Looking forward to get a lot of good footage that we can share with y'all. We have not purchased the drink package, and most people we talk to, it's about a 50-50 split on whether you should buy the drink package or not. Our cruise is only for 4 days, and it just doesn't seem worth the price. I think it's like $120 per day. I don't know. Are drinks that expensive on a cruise that you would spend that much a day in drinks, whether it be alcohol, sodas, combination of both, whatever? We've never been on a cruise before, so we're super excited about our first cruise ever. If you have tips, tricks, anything that will help us newbies on our first cruise, put it down in the comments, because I know a lot of you out there are experienced cruisers, so let us know. Alright, we're all set up here at Clarebrook RV Park. This is Encore Park in your Thousand Trails package if you have one. We've been here before. We were actually here when we first got to Florida this winter, but this is a nice park. They got a golf course, they got like 3 different pools. It's pretty nice. It's a mixture of RV spots and seasonal spots or annual spots, park models, whatever you want to call them, and we're sandwiched in between 2 park models. Let me show you this site. It's a little bit tight here, but not too terrible. We still have room to fit the Jeep, the Harley, and we had enough room to get our clam up. So that's always a good thing, because tonight we've got Sean and Angela from RV Your Way coming over, and we're gonna play some Mexican Train in our clam. We've taught a lot of people this game, Mexican Train, that was taught to us by our friends Mike and Dina. I think we're starting a Mexican Train Mafia. Or maybe there already was a Mexican Train Mafia and we're just finally jumping on board. Look who's here! It's Sean and Angela from RV Your Way.
Come to play some of that Mexican Train.
We taught them Mexican Train the other night. Now they're addicted.
Absolutely.
That's all they've been thinking about. They won't stop texting us about Mexican Train. Like every 3 minutes. Can we play Mexican Train now? Can we play Mexican Train now?
Hi, Axel.
Axel's excited. Yeah. Axel wants to play some Mexican Train.
What's up?
All right, let's get this party started. Woo! All right, guys, we are at Silver Springs State Park today. We are going to do a little kayak ride and hopefully see some manatees and some gators and all kinds of cool stuff. So we just got done checking in. This place is a madhouse. It is packed. But now we just got to inflate the kayaks. We brought them in the backpacks so we can inflate them here. So while we're out riding around today on the old kayaks, we're going to talk about our favorite virtual tools that we use for full-time RV living and travel. And that includes apps, websites, electronics, anything that assists us with the day-to-day life of full-time RV life and travel.
Mostly travel.
Mostly travel, that's right. Things that we didn't necessarily use when we were living in a sticks and bricks that we definitely use now. So, should we get these kayaks inflated so we can hit the water?
Yes.
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 Go back. He's going backwards. Well, we are underway. This is about 5 miles, and you can pay to have a shuttle bring you back to your Jeep or your car. In our case, it's a Jeep, but it was $15 each to get the ride back, so not too terrible. Water is super clear. It is beautiful. So hopefully we'll see some manatees. We've been trying to do a kayak ride with manatees, and we haven't had any luck, so hopefully this is the one. Clear. Cool was that, guys? That manatee came right up to the kayak. It was pretty cool. I could have reached out and touched his nose, but I don't know how to touch him. Well, I think we're gonna have to save talking about our apps and stuff for a later time because it's just far too windy. Most spots, you guys probably won't be able to hear what we're saying, so we're just gonna show you the sights of the paddle. Really got to learn how to relax, babe. These Mondays are killing me. I think we just heard a monkey. Supposedly there's some monkeys here, some wild monkeys, but we haven't seen any, but I just heard something I've never heard before, so I think that might have been a monkey. I just heard a monkey again. Of course, as soon as I turn the camera on, he stops. I don't know. If you guys know what kind of monkeys are down in this area, let us know in the comments, because I have no idea. Good, how y'all doing? See any manatees down there coming up?
Well, saw one little dinner.
Yeah, we saw one manatee so far, that's it. Alright, now we found the end. Here's what it looks like. That was pretty awesome, y'all. Alright guys, we are back at the RV park where there's hardly any wind today, so that's good. It's a couple days later. We had a great time kayaking. We hope you enjoyed that. We found some trails here at Clarebrook Encore Park. We're just going to walk along the trails, and we're finally going to talk about what this video is about, and that is some of our favorite virtual tools for assisting us in full-time RV living and travel.
Yes.
So let's get her done. Alright, so let's start off with what helps us traveling. For a little background, Jen and I have been full-time RV living and traveling for 3 years. We've been RVing together for like 25 years, but full-time for the last 3. The absolute #1 website / app that I use, because I'm the planner, is RV Trip Wizard. That's what I use to plan our entire route. I use it to plug in every RV park that we're gonna stay at, how many days we're gonna stay there, calculate the mileage, the route, all that kind of stuff. Without it, we'd be absolutely screwed. So we are actually planning for our 4th year on the road right now. So I've already got RV spots and our route planned all the way for the next 8 months. It's crazy. And then they archive your years so you can go back and look at different places that you've been to in case you want to retrace your steps or you're trying to remember where we were on that date. It's a great website for that as well. It also gives you the ability to add little comments next to your parks that you stay at, and you can put in like what sites you liked, or if you liked the park, if you didn't like the park, if you liked the area or not, or whatever. And then along with the RV Trip Wizard, there's an app called RV Life, and that's what Jen uses because that will actually populate our entire itinerary on that app, and then she can use it. It has a GPS guidance service built in, so she can actually get on that RV Life app, plug in our next destination while she's following me in the Jeep, and then we have the same route.
One of my favorite apps to use is AllTrails. The AllTrails app has everything from off-roading to hiking to paddle sports. And so since I plan all the activities when we go places, I'll get on there and it'll show you everything. So if I put hiking in, it'll give me all the hiking trails. You can read reviews, how far it is. I mean, it's got road biking for the e-bikes.
Yeah.
So that's one of my favorite ones to use. Without that, otherwise you're just trying to, you know, find out from people and Google, yeah. What's nice about it is all the reviews, because there's been times, especially with the Jeep, we want to go off-roading in it, and then you can read it and it'll tell you like not recommended for Jeeps or stuff because it's tight and you can get scratches and stuff.
Side-by-sides only.
Yeah, side-by-sides only. And then it also tells you like people will recommend like time of the year to go, certain hikes, and just things like lots of bugs or lots of mosquitoes or no shade. So,
or what we've also ran into a lot is the trail is closed.
Yeah.
So it saves us a trip from going all the way to the trail to find out that it's closed.
Yeah, because if you read those, then someone will say, oh, we've had that, we're gonna go someplace, and then we're like, let's just double check the comments real quick, and then we find out the trail's closed because of maintenance, or usually it's from weather, whether it's flooded out or something. So AllTrails.
As we've talked about before, we are 1,000 Trails members, and so another website that we obviously use is a 1,000 Trails website, and that is to book our stays at 1,000 Trails parks. You can do it either book it through the website, or you can do it through their chat, or you can call them. Chat seems to work pretty good, especially if you need to change your plans. If you need to shorten days, change your plans from one park to another or whatever, the chat feature works really well. Another website, and this one has had some controversy over the years on whether it should be even revealed. It should be a big secret. But we don't care. We're here to pass on information to you guys from our experience. That website is called Wandering Labs. And what that website allows you to do is if you want to stay at a specific park for a specific time frame or a general time frame, and that park is full, you can actually input that information in there, and then Wandering Labs will check it daily to see if anybody cancels, and we'll send you an email and let you know if someone does.
They check it like, I think like what, almost
It's like 100 times a day or something like that. They'll check it. You can actually do a paid service where they'll check it even more. And you'll get a text the second someone cancels and it opens up for you. So it works pretty good.
You have to be Johnny on the spot though, especially if you're trying to get some of the state parks down in the Keys or someplace that's very, very popular. Like you can't wait, because otherwise it doesn't just text you, it texts everybody else looking for those dates too. So you gotta be quick. So there's some other travel apps that we use for when booking RV parks that when we're not in the 1,000 Trail systems or we're going into areas that don't have 1,000 Trails, primarily like kind of in the Midwest, and that is AllStays, and then there's also AllStays for the military. Now the normal AllStays has not just RV parks, but it has your you know, where you can stay at Walmart, where you can stay at Cracker Barrels, it has propane locations, it has dump stations, so it's helpful for that as well. Even if you're in an area yet you want to, like you need to dump for some reason, then you can go on there and it'll show you where it's at. The military one side of it is really just all the military bases, and they always list, like, you know, the max length, that's for either one, how often you can stay. The AllStays is a free app.
Yep, it's free.
So it's free, so that is one that we use.
Now let's say we don't want to stay in an RV park. We want to get off grid, go do some boondocking. Our favorite app for that is called Campendium. We've used that so many times, especially out west, where you're looking for a secluded spot, no hookups, just boondocking off the grid. Campendium app is great for that. The reviews are great. You can even ask questions in the review section and people will answer them in case you have, you know, where's the closest water fill station or whatever your question may be, and then people can get on there and answer them. So I love that part about the app as well.
Another app that I like to use is Recreationgov. This is where you can book all your Corps of Engineer parks, but what I really like to use about it most is when we're going to national parks. This is where you will go online to book your like timed entry. If there's anything that the park offers, like special rides that you have to sign up and pay for in advance, like in Arcadia National Park, you have to do, what is it? I don't even remember, something.
Cadillac Mountain.
Cadillac Mountain, you have to get on there and reserve it. And so if you know you're gonna be in that area, you can book it out for that time that you're there, because a lot of those book up fast.
Oh yeah.
So that is another one that we like to use.
All right, so one of the apps that I use a lot when I'm making my reservations and I'm planning, you know, far out reservations, especially during the winter when you know you're going to an area that's going to be booked solid, like Florida, where we're at right now. I use the Days Between app. So for our 1,000 Trails package, we can book 210 days out for 1,000 Trail parks and 60 days out for Encore parks, which is part of the Trails collection. So if I know I want a certain park on a certain day, then I can use my Days Between app to figure out what day I can book it. 60 days back, 210 days back, whatever it is. So that way we can be Johnny on the spot like we were talking earlier and book it for that exact day. Otherwise, you run the risk of not getting a site at all. So another app slash website that we use is called Reserve America, and I've used this actually for years. Was using it before we even got on the road full time, because it includes almost, I'd say 80% of the state parks across the USA. Some states don't have their state parks on there, but a lot of them do. And you can filter it out to your length and how long you want to stay and all that kind of stuff. It's a great one-stop shop for state parks. Unfortunately, like I mentioned, some states just don't have them. You have to go to that state's website to book their state parks, but try reserveamerica.com because I'd say a lot of the state parks are on there. All right, so let's talk fuel. Obviously, fuel is probably one of our major expenses that we have at being full-time travelers. So to save some money on fuel, we talked about this a little bit in the last video, and I will pop a card up here if you want to look at that. But our biggest money saver by far when it comes to fuel, and the app that I use every travel day, is our TSD gas station app. If you don't know anything about TSD, this is a program that allows RVers to fill up diesel fuel at a lot of truck stops. Not all truck stops, but a lot of the pilots and Loves and, you know, TAs, ones that are conveniently located right off the interstates. And the best part is you get a discount. The program is absolutely free. You just have to sign up for it. Every gas station is different when it comes to how much of a discount you get. We've got up to $1 off a gallon on diesel. So as I'm planning our route, I am also using that TSD app to figure out our fuel stops. I will purposely stop at a TSD fuel station to fill up, even if I have a half a tank of fuel, just because I know I'm going to save a lot of money by filling up at that station.
So probably my most favorite.
Is it your favorite?
It's my favorite.
Are you sure?
One of the ones to use is Harvest Host and Boondockers Welcome.
Yeah.
As you've probably seen in many of our videos, we do a lot of Harvest Host wineries, breweries. I love that. We use that primarily when we have longer travel days, or you know, we're looking ahead and we're like, oh, we just realized that we got, you know, 600 miles to travel the next day, so we'll leave a day early so that we can hit one of those up. Now with Harvest Host, we just signed up and added on Boondockers Welcome.
Like yesterday.
Like yesterday.
We haven't even used it yet.
We haven't used it yet. We have friends that have used it, so we're pretty excited about that. Just because going up the East Coast, you said, right, coming on the way down, there's not a lot of Harvest Hosts available on our route. So we're hoping that Boondockers Welcome is going to help provide some.
It almost tripled the amount of places that we could stay for like $60 more a year. So it seems like it's well worth it. So let's talk about electronics real quick. Some of the electronics that we use every travel day is our Garmin RV890, and that's specifically built for RVers. You can enter your weight, your length, whether you have propane, all the stuff, and it's supposed to take you away from areas that'll get you in trouble, like low bridges and stuff. Our Garmin RV890 has only failed us one time, tried to take us down a road with a 10-foot bridge. Luckily, I had done my due diligence and researched our route prior to travel day. So I knew that bridge was there, tried to take us down the road anyway. But it must have updated because we went back to the same exact location a couple years later and it no longer tried to take us down that road. So we also have the backup cameras on our RV. I'll have that in the truck as well so I can see behind the RV, and it has side cameras. And then we have tire pressure monitoring system, which you definitely want to have. Any kind of TPMS to let you know if you so you know, kind of get warned if you get a blowout or not, or if you run into a tree.
Another device that we both have for safety is we both have dash cams, and the vehicles go on the truck. I got one in the Jeep, and they come in handy. Luckily, we've never had to experience anything bad yet, but we've known some other fellow RVers where someone, you know, pulled right in front of them when they're driving their big rig, and those things don't stop on a dime, and you know, they get rear-ended. In most cases, if that happens, you know, the person that does the accident is at fault. But luckily, if you have your dash cam, they provided proof that, you know, they literally just pulled right in front of them and weren't paying attention. So we each got one.
Are you telling me that people drive like crap?
Yes.
What?
I've been behind him plenty of times, and you know, I've seen him lock up the brakes once or twice because people have done exactly that. Pulled out in front of them, or we're coming up over a hill and there was a vehicle broke down in the lane that we were in, and it's a little scary when you see all that stuff, but just provides both of us some safety. Not really safety, I guess more
peace of mind.
A peace of mind. In the event something does happen, we can pull that footage to prove, you know, that we were not fault for something.
Okay, and last but not least, one of the apps that we use being on the road full time is Traveling Mailbox. That is our mail service that we signed up for right when we hit the road. There's several of them out there. That's the one we chose. It's fine, it works great. All our mail goes to that box. They scan it in. We can look on the app to see what the mail is, decide whether we want them to open it or not, and if we do, click a button, they'll open it, scan the contents, and then we can decide whether we want them to shred it, or we'll just save it in our folder in the app, or they can send it to us to wherever we're at. So works pretty good. We haven't had any problems with it.
No, because I mean, nowadays everything's digital. You know, your insurance cards are digital. Let's walk me through a cobweb. Yeah, so all that stuff that, you know, is digital is good, but you know, you get random stuff sometimes. Like I said in a different video, you know, we're gonna have to request some absentee ballots. So
yeah,
we'll have to have them sent there and then forwarded to where we're at, because who knows how long they'll take to get them.
but the one thing you don't want sent to your traveling mailbox, and I think this is pretty much across the board, no matter what service you go through, is packages, because they charge an arm and a leg to forward a package.
Because they use FedEx next day.
Yes, and it's expensive, so mail only. All right, guys, that's it. We know there's a lot more apps and websites out there that we probably didn't cover. If you have any that you want to share with the rest of the crew, then let us know down in the comments so everybody can read them.
Yeah.
We're just trying to help out everybody that's watching this with our years and years of RV experience and 3 years being full-timers. So
Yeah, so I mean, if you have a favorite one that's been helpful to you, share it with us, because
yeah,
everyone needs all the help.
you don't know what you don't know until you don't know it. All right, guys, that concludes this week's video. Until next week, safe travels.